Hello, my fellow viewers. Welcome to part 2 of this series of the Positive Film Buff talking about his time at Walt Disney World. And for this video, things are about to get more magical, so get ready. After we embarked on a long journey to Orlando, Florida, and after we finally arrived and settled in, I already knew that tomorrow, June 3rd, would be the day my dream would come true. It would be the day I would finally set foot in the place filled with magic. The day I would experience a different and magical kind of world, far away from the world I knew and lived in since I was born. This was the day I would finally enter Walt Disney World, starting with Epcot. Yep, you probably might have been thinking I would go to the Magic Kingdom on my first day, but nope, I went to Epcot for guest reasons. But Epcot itself looked very interesting to experience, containing a lot of things relating to the past, present, and future, as well as space travel, energy, and nature. Basically all the things that keep the world as we know it running. After going through the opening gates and checking in at guest services, we set foot on Epcot for the first time, and it was a marvelous place to walk through, with the giant spear being such an iconic thing to look at and take photos of. After checking in several sites, an attraction caught our eye, and we went off to visit it. The attraction was called Universe of Energy, a crossover between ride and short film starring famous comedian Ellen DeGeneres, who is whisked off on an adventure by Bill Nye the Science Guy through time and space to learn about energy around the world, all in an effort to win a game of Jeopardy! This was a fun ride to go on, as well as funny and entertaining, provided by the fantastic funny humor of Ellen DeGeneres and Bill Nye's wonderful fact-telling. But if you thought Universe of Energy was good, check out Mission Space, a simulator ride that depicts us traveling to the planet Mars. Now that was a fantastic ride, helped by the fact that I'm a huge admirer of space adventure movies. The premise was amazing, and the overall ride was so thrilling, it actually left me dizzy after. No, really, I was very dizzy, and it took some time for me to recover. Mission Space, regardless, was a fantastic ride filled with the right amount of space adventure, and actor Gary Sinise serving as the ride's guide was pitch perfect, considering his starring roles in space adventure films like Apollo 13 and Mission to Mars. By the way, I believe Mission to Mars, a gloriously underrated movie, has the same type of premise as this ride. Next, I took a little journey into a more Fast and Furious world with Test Track, a speedy ride on a futuristic car in a futuristic road. Test Track does most certainly live up to its status as a cool and speedy ride, especially for people that love cars and vehicles. A visit to an indoor building called Innovations followed afterward, and that attraction focused on technological advancements and their practical applications in everyday life. After that, we decided to take a long walk around World Showcase, the other world of Epcot, and it's home to a series of attractions, shops, and restaurants, each related to a different country in the world. 11 countries like America, Germany, Italy, Japan, Morocco, France, United Kingdom, Canada, China, Mexico, and Norway were represented in World Showcase. Like I said, all of those countries contained a lot of shops, restaurants, and attractions, some of them related to Disney movies too, but aside from the shops, we did not eat at the restaurants, nor visit its attractions. One of the reasons why we didn't go so was because of the fact that we were in such a hurry to get to the attraction underneath the iconic giant spear, Spaceship Earth. Spaceship Earth showed us the evolution of technology around the world in a magnificent journey of a ride, complete with great narration from Oscar-winning actress Judi Dench. So far, we've experienced a few attractions around Epcot, and all of them were fun as heck. But there was one thing I really was looking forward to doing sometime today, and I think you can probably guess what. In Epcot, there was a place called Character Spot, and inside that place, taking regular visits to meet all of the guests, was the #1 big cheese himself, Mickey Mouse, alongside his girlfriend Minnie Mouse and their friend Goofy. At the Character Spot, it was there that my dream finally came true. After all these years of watching lots of Disney magic through their movies and TV shows and other forms, it has happened. I finally got to meet Mickey Mouse, my hero, the one who started it all. What a joy it was for me to finally meet Mickey and give him a big hug. But I did more than just that. I gave Mickey a present I had made before I left. A paper that shows a collage of Disney movies, old and new, animation and live action, and a letter explaining my autism and how Disney changed my life, and how all this happened because it all started with Mickey. I do not think Mickey had ever felt so happy and joyful like this, as evidenced by his huge hug he gave me. My first encounters with Goofy and Minnie were equally magical. Goofy played around with my new R2-D2 Mickey hat I bought at one of the shops, to the point where my photos with him and Minnie actually had my hat backwards. I then greeted a sweetheart Minnie in what I felt was the right way to greet her, kissing her hand and giving her a warm hug. Meeting Mickey, Goofy, and Minnie for the first time and giving Mickey my present, I have never been that so happy and joyful in my life. The magnificent Disney character experience didn't stop there though, as we found out there were more characters to meet next door. Joy and Sadness, the main stars of the Pixar film Inside Out, and Baymax, the lovable robot from Big Hero 6. I took the chance to partake in fun encounters with these characters, and it was then that I realized that I forgot to ask for autographs from Mickey, Goofy, and Minnie, so we quickly rectified that. As the day became darker, we visited another ride, Journey into Imagination with Figment, an enjoyable light-hearted experience with a fun-filled premise and character, and funny man Eric Idle being a good addition as one of the hosts. That ride also had a similar feeling to one of Disney's most popular attractions, It's a Small World, which, spoiler alert, I didn't go on to. Then came another mind-blowing ride in the form of Soaring Around the World, which literally lifted us up into the air and allowed us to see the entire world on a huge screen, so huge, it literally looked like we were flying around the world, really. Lastly, in the middle of a rainy night, we topped our day off by witnessing the fireworks show known as Illuminations, Reflections of Earth. That show was amazing and loud, and sadly, it was the only one I saw on our vacation due to timing and schedule reasons. Nevertheless, that served as a great conclusion to a day of magic and wonder, and that exactly was what Epcot was. A magnificent place full of magic and wonder, as well as a lot of interesting discovery, and it was a very magnificent beginning to my time at Disney. Looking back, in all honesty, it really didn't matter which Disney park I would have visited first, whether it was Magic Kingdom or Epcot, just as long as I finally got to meet Mickey Mouse, a dream that, after all these years, finally became a reality. But there was still a lot more things to experience at Walt Disney World, and they're gonna be mentioned in the next videos. Stay tuned!